do for ourselves. The Black Panther Party program, the Hunter Militant Organization we built program. We discovered Uhuru, which is Swahili for freedom. We discovered that we didn't pop up in this country under some turnip green leaf on a plantation, that we came from Africa, the richest continent on the planet Earth, where all human life and all human civilization originated. That's who we are. It was extraordinary for us, a whole different place. And this is what white power had to destroy. We had an agenda. We were saying in 1966, 68, Black community control of the police. And then they wiped us, destroyed our movements, destroyed our organization, assassinated our leaders, and then put these other forces forward as leaders of our community. And that's why we're here today. Because the system is in a serious state of crisis. And as you know, the electoral process is a way that this country goes through choosing its leaders and who is going to run things, and from their perspective, who's going to run the world. But they've got a problem, because the polls that they've taken say that almost 70% of the people in this country don't like the direction the country is going in. And the polls show that the two main candidates for president have negative, polling negative for more than 50%. Clinton, 59% negative polling, and Trump, 60%. And if the people change the direction of the country to get what they want through voting for one of them, most people don't even support them. They're disgusted with them. But here you are, Black people. You don't even have a program. You don't even have an agenda. At least the white people say, well, I can go to Trump, or I can go to here, or go to there, and you're scared of Trump. Trump got you scared to death, which is why one of the reasons you're going with Hillary Clinton. Right? That's a hell of a state to be in. Just spend all your time, oh God, I hope a good white person get elected this year. You understand? What is that? And what we're saying is that we had a powerful movement, we have to rebuild it ourselves. That we did not come to this country with the right to vote. If we got the right to vote, we didn't vote our way for the right to vote. You know what I'm saying, don't you? We struggled, we forced our way onto whatever agenda that we made it onto. It was through our struggles. And so what I'm saying is, and the coalition is saying, is that it's a terrible place to be in, where we have to pray to get on somebody else's agenda. Oh God, Hillary, you know, what kind of shape are you in? You got to rely on Hillary Clinton. I mean, think about this. Hillary Clinton, you got to rely on Hillary Clinton, who is a robber and a thief, and her husband is a robber and a thief, who's bleeding Africans in Haiti right now as we have this discussion. That's what makes them fat. That's how their ugly daughter has a future, because of money they're stealing from Haiti and other places around the world. And here you are demonstrating because the police just killed this person, or they just put this person in prison, when Bill Clinton, the one that y'all said was the first Black president, is the one who created, put 100,000 new police on the streets to satisfy the bloodlust of the white population in this country who wanted us to be under control. This was during a time when they were saying that the Democratic Party was the party of special interest in Jesse Jackson. So Clinton is going to show them that he was no Jesse Jackson white man. And what he did, among other things, he was the governor of Arkansas. And what he did as a part of his campaign, he went into Arkansas to preside over the execution of a mentally ill Black man who was so sick mentally that when they asked him what he wanted for his last meal, he said he'll wait and get it after the execution. He was letting the white people know who he was. This is Bill Clinton. This is who they tell you that you got to support, and his despicable spouse. Does that make me Trump-like if I call it despicable?
No.
Can I say something bad about Hillary? Anyway, this is where we are. So what kind of situation is this for you to be in? You want to know why your blood pressure is so high? It's because you're always scared of what the white man going to do next. Because you don't have your own program to say, this is what, if you're going to have a relationship with me, this is what you got to do. And so that's why we're going to be, you got to be on some kind of transportation. I hope we organize it before this is over. Because the white people did not represent you in the Republican or the Democratic convention. You got to have your own convention. And that's why we are going to be in Washington, D.C. on November 5th and 6th. And that's why we're telling the white folks, I know y'all got an election on the 8th, but on the 6th, I want to let you know, this is our agenda. This is our platform. This is the platform that we are going to be fighting for. And not only that, there's no Reverend Chicken Bone that represents us. We represent ourselves. We put this together without a single preacher having to put anything on here. Without a single unscrupulous, hypocritical sellout having anything to do with this. That's what we're going to do in Washington, D.C. That's why you have to be here. Now, we're having this conference, this convention here today. And this is the first one. But there's also going to be a convention of black people that's happening in Washington, D.C., that's happening in D.C., that's happening in New Jersey, that's happening in New York, that's happening in Illinois, that's happening in Missouri, that's happening in Kansas. Did I miss anything?
Alabama.
That's happening in Alabama, that's happening in Maryland. So there are going to be other Africans who are meetings just like this, preparing to go into Washington, D.C. And you got to be there. You got to be on that platform because we're going to have a rally first on the 5th at Malcolm X Park. And you got to stand on that platform. And you got to say, I'm here today because they did not speak for me in the Democratic or Republican convention. They did not say what the police did to my child. They did not say that how the police came and arrested and imprisoned my husband, my wife, my sister, my brother, or anything like that. And I'm here to speak for them. And here's their picture. You got to be able to walk in this march, because after this rally, where you will have an opportunity to speak for yourselves, we're going to march on the White House and tell Obama we're going to give him a good send-off and tell him, Obama, black is back. Black is back. And then we're going to march to the White House and march around the gates of the White House, and then across the street from the White House at Lafayette Park, we're going to have another rally. And there are going to be other Africans who will be speaking from Illinois, from Chicago, from Ferguson, Missouri, from Baltimore, Maryland, from all these other places where we have been harassed and brutalized, where we don't have a future, and our children don't have a future. And this is something that you have to live with. Can you just sit down and then allow the future of our children to continue to be in the hands of these charlatans? Or will you stand up? Will you stand up? Will you take your own responsibility for this? That's what we are confronted with now. Because if you don't do it, Reverend Silvertongue will speak for you. Will sell you out. You'll find yourself back on the slave auction block again. So that's why we're here. And it's to empower the African people in our community. And nothing I said should not imply that voting is absolutely worthless. It's not absolutely worthless, it's just almost worthless. Because there is something, once you're organized with your own agenda, then you can fight for something. But if you don't have your own agenda, you got some Negro saying he's speaking for black people, he ain't speaking for you. What's your agenda? Is he addressing this agenda that the black community put together? Otherwise, he's speaking for himself. You see. So that's something that we really should understand and assume our responsibility to be organized. And again, this is, I've worked this state with John Duke.